I think I first cam, I got it. Man, you seen my book that was like this? My son.
Okay, all right. I thought it was something
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Father, for allowing us all to make it safely.
Yes. Praise God.
Obviously missed seeing you guys last week.
Miss you too.
Blessing to be back. As today we definitely we mourn one of our leaders, one of our deacons, one of our ministers, and it's going to be. It's going to take some adjustment. Not saying the first we're here to give the Father thanks. Psalms 100. Make a joyful noise unto Yah, all ye lands. Serve Yah with gladness, and come before his presence with singing. Know that Yah, he is Elohim. It is he that has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his precious and holy name. For Yah is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. Hallelujah. God is nearing. The kingdom of God is at hand. The kingdom of God is nearing. Near on his land. The kingdom of God is nearing. The kingdom of God is at hand. The kingdom of God is nearing. Near on his land. The king, 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 the kingdom of God is nearing. The kingdom of God is at hand. The kingdom of God is near. Here on the land, here on the land. You must repent, oh repent, oh repent. Be baptized in Yahshua's name. And God will give you His Holy Spirit. You may be filled till the top of heaven. Come on, praise Him with the instrument. Hey! Hallelujah. He's worthy to be praised. You must repent, oh repent, oh repent. Be baptized in Yahshua's name. And Yah will give you His Holy Spirit. You may be saved till the dawn of heaven. The kingdom of God is nearing. The kingdom of God is at hand. The kingdom of God is nearing. Near on the land. Let's prepare for our prayer at this time.
Hallelujah.
Sister Yolanda.
Join minds in for our consecration prayer at this time. Hallelujah. But early here in House of Eternal, we face the east, which is the real direction, if you so choose. Praise God. Thank you for having you all with us this morning. We're going to draw our minds in, bow down and worship and prayer in this hour. Hallelujah.
Worship Him, worship Him, oh worship Him, bow Perish from the evil that is yet to come. Hallelujah. Make us ready, y'all. It's still in our hearts right now, Father. Father, give us a clean heart. Help us right now, Father. Father, we need you right now. Father, we need you to help us to make it through each and every day. And Father, we bless your name. We thank Yah for giving us one more day. Hallelujah, Father. Hallelujah, Father. Father, you touched us and you woke us up this morning. Oh, we bless your name right now, Father, because you didn't have to do it, but you did. Oh, hallelujah, Father. And right now, Father, our hearts are heavy. Our hearts are heavy, Father, because one of the soldiers on the battlefield has gone on. But Father, we find joy in the time that you gave us with him. We find peace knowing the Heavenly Father that he made his home ready. Father, we know that your word said, blessed are they who die in Yah. Blessed are the they who die in Yah, for they shall rest from their labors. They shall rest from their labors, and their works do follow him. Father, help the living right now to understand how important the works are, Father. Right now, each and every day, as you give us the breath in our lungs and the blood flowing warm in our veins, help us is another chance to get it right, Father.
Oh, right now we bless your name, Father. We thank you for putting it on our hearts and our minds to be here right now, Father. And we ask you to help us to hide your word in our hearts right now, God, that we will not sin against thee. Bless your name right now, Father. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. For your word said that eyes have not seen, nor ears heard. Father, we don't even know what's entering the hearts of man, what you are preparing for those who love you right now, Father. You know there's a place, there's a home on the other side, a home that's built, not built by hand, Father. A home not built by hand, Father. But we await the time when your son returns, Father. And we'll be changed in a twinkle of an eye, and we'll meet him in the air, Father. But not yet. Only those who are God in your name first, Father, they will be raised. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah, Father. Hallelujah, Father. We know that weeping may endure for a night, Father. We need to weep sometimes, Father. We need to understand what it is that we're going through. But by and by, after a while, in the morning, comes the joy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Father. We love you right now, God. We call on the name, Father. The only name because some will call on chariots, some trusted horses. But we will remember the name of Yahweh, our Elohim. Hallelujah. Help us, Father. Right now, Father.
Right now.
Help us to present our bodies as living sacrifices. Holy and acceptable unto you, which is our reasonable service. In the name of your darling Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Hallelujah. 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 Consuming fire.
Thank you, Father. Thank you.
And we will read together. Oh, come, let us sing unto Yah. Let us joyfully acclaim the rock of our salvation. Let us approach him with thanksgiving and acclaim him with songs of praise. Come, my beloved, to welcome the bride. The presence of Shabbat we receive. Observe and remember in one divine utterance. We We heard from the one and only Yahweh. Yah is one, and his name one, for renown, for splendor, and for praise. Come, my beloved, shake off the dust, arise, dressed in garments of glory, my people, through the Son of Jesse, the Bethlehem. Redemption draws near to my soul. Come, my beloved, wake up, for your light has come. Awaken, awaken, sing a song, for the glory of God is revealed to you. Come, my beloved. Hallelujah.
Bless his name. Hallelujah. We'll continue to stand for our recitation of the Decalogue.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Exodus 20, 1 through 17. Blessed art thou, Yah the Elohim, the King of the universe, who has sanctified us by your commandments,
Yes.
and taught us to write his laws in our hearts and in our minds. Exodus 20, 1 through 17. And Elohim spake all these words, saying, I am Yah thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other Elohim before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to him, nor serve him. For I, Yah, thy Elohim, am a jealous hell, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yah thy Elohim in vain, for Yah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the Sabbath day is the Sabbath of Yah thy Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the Sabbath day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. According to James 2, 10 through 12, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. For he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not murder. Now if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou murder, thou art become a transgressor of the law. So speak ye, and so do, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty. Hallelujah.
May we see whatever our offertory field at this time. Hallelujah.
be satisfied. You can wipe the tears from my eyes and put joy inside. Any way you bless me, I won't complain. With the power of your spirit, it will be your thing. Anyway, I'll be satisfied. Anyway you bless me, I'll be satisfied. You can wipe the tears from my eyes and put joy inside. Anyway you bless me, I won't complain. With the power of your spirit, it will be your thing. Anyway, I'll be satisfied. You bless my going out, you bless my going out, and my coming in. With your spirit all about, and your birthday. Bless my going out, and my coming in. With your spirit all about, and your birthday. Bless my going out, and my coming in. With your spirit all about, and your birthday. Bless my going out, and my coming in. With your spirit all about, and your birthday. Anyway, I'll be satisfied. Anyway, you bless me, I'll be satisfied. You can wipe the tears from my eyes and put joy inside. Anyway, you bless me, I won't complain. With the power of your spirit, it will keep your faith. Anyway, I'll be satisfied. Hallelujah. Well, Father, we give you thanks and praise and glory and honor, Father. Father, acknowledging you in all your ways, Father. Father, we thank you for the tithes and offerings which have been given, Father. And Father, we pray that they be used to glorify and edify you and your way. We ask that you grant this in your darling son, Yahushua HaMashiach's name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Announcements at this time.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Let's hear our announcements for today. Sunset in New Orleans is at 6:32. In Baton Rouge, 6:36. The meal on next, when we meet again for a meal, it will be 2 weeks from today, because remember, we will not be meeting here on next time. 2 weeks from today, Group 3, Sister Flo and company, are scheduled for the meal. And Sister Flo says that she knows that Tyrone, as she endearingly calls him, would want her to continue to spearhead the meal group. And that to continue doing that. So she's going to continue to lead that. And if she hallelujah, that's Pastor Mike Hill. So that will be Sister Flo 2 weeks from today. Let us remember our other announcements, the videotaping. Let us remember it's very important so that people remember to be appropriate at all times, which we should be at any place and time anyway. Conduct ourselves in a manner that y'all will be pleasing of. Let us remember that the food drive goes on. Sister Josie Williams in charge. The help the homeless, assist the homeless in their needs. Brother Terrell Lewis is in charge. And we would like to ask at this time if you to any first-time visitors, if you'd like to stand and say hello, tell us who you are. We'd be so happy.
If I may.
That is if the first-time visitors would like to yield to you, yes.
They will.
Okay.
This is my son, yeah. This is his. Say again. Okay, significant other. This is his oldest son, Pierre Jr. All right. His next son, Peter. And his son, Keyshawn. His daughter. Yeah. You gonna say your name? Come on. Keelan.
No wonder your father wanted to take it. Brother Pierre and all the brothers and significant others and daughter and everyone, we're so happy to have you now. Blessed in the name of God. We pray that you enjoy our service, that you will be enlightened by it, and that you will come and visit us again. Blessed be the name. Any other first-time visitors? Okay, then anyone else visiting with us from before, we thank you for being with us. Blessed be the name of Yah. We're so happy to see each and every one. We know some of us were absent on last Shabbat, and we're glad that you're here today. And let us remember any of those who are not with us today. This is holy name. So, I believe that's it. And, okay.
Hallelujah. Bless his name.
Yes.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Father, for just one more day.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
One more day.
Yes.
We're going to press on, hallelujah, because there's a time for everything, huh? Today's a day of celebration. That's what the Sabbath is. It's a day of celebration. Our Father took the throne last night. He's always on the throne. But this is the day that he is the king of. And he has anointed it, sanctified it, hallowed it, and deserves all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory, all the time. So we give him that today, hallelujah. But as you saw in the text last night, this also is a time of mourning. All things work together for good.
Yes.
By the fact that we're already here, then we also get to share. But the Father already purposed us to be here.
Yes.
So therefore, we celebrate, hallelujah, his day, but we also give honor and we give thanks. Our condolences to our dear sister, the family, the immediate family, Terrence, the extended family, and all that, hallelujah, we shall come to just a few announcements, and then we're going to make sure that the Father's word that he has in store for us, that we hear what he desires to put on our hearts. And then after we hear what the Father has desired to put on our hearts, then we will allow opportunity for our hearts individually to also speak. And so we bless his name, hallelujah, and we want to always keep order and be in order. So arrangements for Brother Edward Yancey's services are this Friday this coming Friday, the 19th, at Rhodes Funeral Home. That's on Washington Avenue, right here uptown. Viewing will be from 9 to 10. Service will begin at 10 a.m. So that's the arrangements, and then the interment will be at Lake Lawn Cemetery, if that's the correct name. And there is a repast that'll be on the West Bank at Rosenwald Gym in down the cutoff, and all of those details will be sent out. Oh, yes, the correct details. I got you. Don't worry. Anything, it's always a fluid situation. So we will have the correct details, but that's what we want, is that this coming Friday, 10 a.m. is when service will be. Viewing from 9 to 10, and then we'll have continuing proceedings thereafter. So let's all please keep that in mind, and just continue to lift up holy hands, because strength comes from the body, and that's what we need at this time and hour. Praise team rehearsal will be after service today. Next week, next Sabbath again, we shall be no service here next Sabbath. We shall have service in Baton Rouge, which will begin at 11 a.m. Service will begin at 11. There will be a convoy leaving here for those who desire to follow. Address and information will be sent out in advance, but for those desiring to leave in the convoy, 9:15, the convoy will depart from here. 9:15 next Sabbath, the convoy will depart from here. It is an inside service, but it's in an outside kind of activity area. So if nothing else, dress comfortable. We have requested already that wear House of Eternal t-shirts. So please dress accordingly, yet, still casual, but yet comfortable and pleasing to the Almighty accordingly. And there will be Pastor Greg and the Torah Study Assembly. They will provide refreshments thereafter, the meal offering thereafter. First Sabbath, We want to remember that we're going to be at the Refuge for service on first Sabbath next month, November 3rd. So that is an overnight for those who choose to remain after service. But again, more details to come. We press on in light of what we got going on right now. We just want to make sure we're keeping the calendar in our mind. Second Sabbath of next month, November 10th, we will have the dance that was postponed from today. Second Sabbath of next month, the dance performances that were scheduled for today will reconvene at that time, and we'll go forward and we'll praise his name and dance and glorify him. So we thank the Father for everyone this morning. Thank everybody for their attendance. Thank our visitors for being with us today. Glad to see you with us. And we're just looking forward to a glorious time in Yah that's pleasing in his eyesight, but also that's endearing to the moment, because we are our brother's keeper. We are our sister's keeper. And I thank the Father that he embodied on Sister Flo the strength to desire to be present and to not want it. It's a thought. We all have thoughts. But where else has she been? Where else would she be? And if you've come this far, then let's just keep on the last hour of the way. Hallelujah. We do it together, so we thank the Father. At this time, no further ado, we thank the Father for bringing you all in, Sister Dion, Brother Lord. But we're going to have our word for the day coming from Minister Lamar Green. Please, let's receive him at this time. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. On last Shabbat, during the announcement, Sister Alana came to me with an announcement. I couldn't understand what she was telling me. So I apologize. It was a word that an announcement she got from Sister Woody made me so I apologize to the two of them. They were trying to tell me, which some of you probably everyone may know by now, that Mother Bernice's Thomas' son Charles Thomas, who lived with her, passed a couple of weeks ago. And that is what Sister Alana was trying to tell me. So
Please keep the family in prayer.
that would be all the nieces and nephews, and so Bernice had 3 sons. They're all gone now, and her oldest son Ferguson, whose name I mentioned in the month of April, is all of his children, and I think Charles had 1 son, and so let's keep the whole family there.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise God.
Yes.
You know, the pastor said, it's a Shabbat, it's a celebration. But also, we should look at the homegoing of one of our precious brothers or sisters as a time to celebrate. It really is a time to celebrate. See, we as spiritual children, we understand what this is, what this means. None of us are promised anything or promised an amount of time. Everyone has a date written down somewhere that our day is going to come. And when that day comes, we're going to leave this cruel and evil world. Because that's where we're at now. We're in a cruel and evil system. There's nothing good about living this life other than we've been given the opportunity to get it right, to praise the Father Yah, and to learn to do that which he has accounted for us to do. That's what our days here are for, to praise and worship him and honor him on his holy days as we are doing today. So from day to day and from week to week, that's what we do. But there's going to come a time when we're going to look around and we're not going to see some of us. There are some of us that have already passed on long ago. We don't see them anymore, but we remember them. But you know what the good thing was? They were examples to us. Each and every one of them, you can look at them, you can remember them. If you close your eyes, you'll see them, and you'll remember what they brought to the table. Remember, we're teaching that this is a body, and we're all part of the body. Now, temporarily, we lost a part of our body, y'all. Maybe we lost a hand, but you know what that means? That means that the rest of us have to pick up the slack and account for that hand that we lost. We know what he meant to us. We know what he was to us. And so we just got to put it. That's what that brother would want. I sat next to that brother for year after year after year. You guys know that. You know, I knew him before this. And so I know we've had many conversations. He doesn't want us to stop. He doesn't want us to just lay down and mourn. He wants us to be strong. But by the same token, I want to let you know that it's okay to mourn. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sorry. You don't have to hold it in. We're a family here. This is the place where you can share that. So if that's the emotion that you're feeling, let it be. Don't try to hold it back. Let it go. We love this brother, and he loved us. And I'm going to start off with this. You did not create me to worry. You did not create me to fear. But you created me to worship daily. So I'm going to leave it all right here. Sing it with me, John. Come on. You did not create me to worry. You did not create me to fear. You created me to worship daily. So I'm gonna leave it all right here. My hands are ready. Come on. Because I word. That's what the song says. You did not create me to fear. So sister, it's not time to fear the word, because your family is still here with you, sister. If you don't abandon, you were here. We're all here. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm going to start with a scripture in Ecclesiastes, and we're going to have a lot of scriptures today. And what we're going to talk about is with this brother, what he espoused to us. We're going to get to that. But Ecclesiastes chapter 9. For I've taken all this to my heart and explained it, that righteous men, wise men, and their deeds are in the hand of Yahweh. Man does not know whether it will be love or hatred. Anything awaits him. It is the same for all. There is one fate for the righteous and for the wicked, for the good, for the clean, and for the unclean, for the man who offers a sacrifice and for the one who does not sacrifice. As the good man is, so is the sinner. As the swearer is, so is the one who is afraid to swear. This is an evil in all that is done under the sun, that there is one fate for all men. Furthermore, the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil, and insanity is in their hearts throughout their lives. Afterwards, they will go to the dead. For whoever is joined with all the living, there is hope. Surely, a live dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know they will die, but the dead do not know anything, nor have they any longer a reward, for their memory is forgotten, not by us, but the world. Indeed, their love, their hate, and their zeal have already perished, and they will no longer have a share in all that is done under the sun. Go then, eat your bread in happiness, and drink your wine with a cheerful heart, for Yah has already approved your works. Let your clothes be white all the time, and let not oil be lacking on your head. Enjoy life with the woman whom you love all the days of your fleeting life, which he has given you under the sun. For this is your reward in life, and in your toil, in which you have labored under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For there is no activity or planning or knowledge or wisdom in Sheol, where you are going. And Sheol is the grave. I again saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, and that the battle is not to the warriors, and neither is the bread to the wise, nor the wealth to the discerning, nor favor to men of ability. For time and chance overtake them all. Time and chance overtakes all. That's what we live at, so, y'all. You know, last Shabbat, we sat here and we supped with Elder Tyrone, Deacon Tyrone. Yeah. We didn't know that was the last time we were going to speak to him. Hallelujah. We had no idea that was going to happen. And I'm saying this because Brother Tyrone, if you can recall, literally every time he stepped up here, the one thing he did constantly was to tell all of us how much he loved us. To say, I love you. This brother, like service would start, he'd greet everybody before service, but if he missed anybody after service, he'd get up and he'd be walking around all the way over on this side, hugging and kissing everybody. He espoused love. That's what this brother brought to this body. He reminded us what love is. That love is, he used the word guapi all the time, that love isn't a guapi thing, that it's something that is done without reason, without person, without partiality. Like with love, we don't pick out one person to say, to love them. We love everybody. We love the body. And that's what this brother inspired. So the title of this, for lack of a better term, is, you know, you always say, people say, I got good news and bad news. Which one you want first? Well, today, in the absence of our brother, I've got good news and I've got good news. There's no bad news. We're going to turn to 1 John chapter 5. 1 John chapter 5. Because love is the key. It's always the key. Whatever we do, you know, whatever word we preach here, it always comes back to love. Because the Father himself, he is love.
Yes.
He is love. And if we have any part with him, we have to be the same love that he is. We have to experience the same love that he gives to us, that we share with him. 1 John chapter 5, starting at verse 1. And it reads, whoever believes that Yeshua is HaMashiach is born of Yah. And whoever loves the Father loves the child born of him. By this, we know that we love the children of Yah, when we love Yah and observe his commandments. And you know, that's what this brother dedicated his life to once he got here, observing the commandments of Yah. You know, like all of us, he came a long way from where he was in the world, and he turned his life around, and he got those commandments, and they became a part of his heart and a part of his life. And that's where it needs to be for each and every one of us. We got to use him as an example. You know, if we haven't gotten to the place he was, we need to get to that place.
And if we live longer, we need to get beyond that place and go further and further. We can't quit, y'all. We can't stop. This is an ongoing journey, an ongoing battle. For this is the love of Yah, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. So those commandments that he gives us, they're not a problem for us. They're not trouble. They're little things that we do in our life. And you know what? Those commandments, if you really study them and look at them, they are good for us. Because they cause us to do good. They cause us to live right. Listen, God, if we don't have those commandments, we never know what we were doing wrong. He gave us these commands and laws so that we understand what wrong is, what sin is, to call it exactly what it is. If we didn't know what good and right was, we wouldn't know what wrong was. And we think that anything that we do and everything that we do is okay. But I'm here to tell you that it's not okay. That we got to turn away from it and change from it. Verse 4. For whatever is born of Yah overcomes the world. So if we're going to say that we're born of Yah, we're going to say that we're new creatures, if we're going to say that we turned away from the world and we joined him and we are new, then we have to overcome the world. And how do we do that? By leaving it behind, right? The word tells us to come out of this world. Because we know that the world is filled with cruelty, evil. Men every day are creating more and more evil devices by which to go by. Our laws are turning away from that which is right by Yah to that which evil men want us to observe. And they want us to believe that it's okay. Verse 5. Who is the one who overcomes the world? But he who believes that Yeshua is the Son of Yah. Let's get forward to verse 10. The one who believes in the Son of Yah has the testimony in himself. The one who does not believe Yah has made him alive. So if you don't believe that, you've made Yah alive. Because he has not believed in the testimony that Yah has given concerning his Son. His Son came and lived, and he gave us an example of how to live. And if anything, no matter what you think you believe, if you look in this book, all you have to do is take the example of how the Son lived. He showed us how to go about it. See, he came and did something that we haven't achieved yet. He came and lived a perfect human life. Now, I haven't lived perfectly, and I don't think, is there anybody out here who's lived perfect so far? But no, we haven't, but he has come to show us how to do it. He has come to show us that we should be striving to achieve that. Every effort that we put forward is that we should be striving for perfection. Verse 11. And the testimony is this, that Yah has given us eternal life. See, because we strive to live that perfect life, that brother, I believe that when that brother opens his eyes again, that he's going to see Yah. He's going to meet him up there in those clouds, and he's going to see him. And he's going to know that he has achieved that eternal life that he strived for. He worked for it, he strived for it, and he's going to see it. It's a promise that can't be broken. He's going to see it. He who does not have the Son of Yah does not have that life. So if you don't have the Son of Yah, you don't have that life yet. But don't worry, if you don't have it yet, it's not too late. It's not too late. You just cast all that you do have aside. If you don't know, it's time to know. If you get a word, if someone is sharing a word with you, maybe you might want to study that word. You might want to research the word of Yah that they've given you to prove to yourself that it's true. Because as I've said many times, you shouldn't just believe me or Pastor Michael or Minister Steve or Minister John when we get up here and speak. You shouldn't take our word for it. Whatever I say, that's why I quote the scriptures to you. So that you can take these scriptures and go and check them for yourself. And know that these scriptures say what I say they say. Because I've heard many times people twist and pervert these scriptures. They don't give them to you like they're written. And we strive to give them to you like they're written. Let's go back to chapter 4 in 1 John. Chapter 4, starting at verse 7. And like I said, this is a celebration. This is about the love that the brother espoused to us. I feel, you know, when I came in today and I looked over there and he wasn't sitting there, that was hard. That was hard. It was really hard. Because how long has he been entrenched in that seat, you know? I remember, I can tell you the truth, I remember that was Steve's seat. My brother just pushed him on. Steve sat there for a long time, but brother, he relinquished his brother. Brother Warren, paid something. And now, Peter, I guess you can have that parking spot, brother. But Sister Flo said no, because she's going to be driving that car. She don't want to fight you for it, brother. So we'll see you there today, but next week. First John chapter 4, verse 7. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from Yah. And everyone who loves is born of Yah and knows Yah. You see, that's just a topic now here. You know, love and Yah, it's all one in one. So if you don't want to let that love, if you want to show malice to your fellow man, that's the opposite of love. If you want Yah to be a Elohim, to be in your life, you got to love. Not because somebody loves you. Love means being kind and gentle with everyone that you encounter. But not because they are kind and gentle, but because you have the love of Yah inside of you. What I'm saying is, even if someone is not kind and gentle to you, even if they're adversarial to you, you've got to show them love. Because by doing so, you heap hot coals upon their head. You take them down in the sight of Yah. Because Yah is watching what you do. See, it's not important what your brother does, it's important what you do. He's watching you. You got to grab a hold of this, and you got to take responsibility for yourself. And you got to live this life. The one who does not love does not know Yah. And there's no way to get around it. So if you don't love, you don't know Him. And if you say something otherwise, you are lying to yourself. That's part of that self-deception that we talk about constantly. You are deceiving yourself. In order to walk this path and get where you're going, you've got to be loved. Because He is love. By this, the love of Yah was manifested in us. His love is manifested inside of us. That's a great thing. He has sent His only begotten Son into the world. That scripture said, for Yah so loved the world, that He sent His only begotten Son, y'all. He sent His Son to die for us, sinners who don't deserve it, one who lived perfectly to die that our sins may be forgiven, that we might have a right into the tree of life, that we might enter into the gates which lead into His kingdom. That's what He sent Him for. Because without Him, we are all doomed. Without Him and what He did, what Yah did for us, we see that second death. Because there are two deaths. And I want to explain it to those who may not know. The first death is when you close your eyes. But that's not the end of it. Those who sleep are asleep. But there's going to come a judgment day. And when that judgment comes, those who are asleep in Him are going to be awakened and they're going to be judged. And if you are not found worthy at that time, you are going to see the second death, which is to be cast into the Gehenna fire to burn. And that is not a fate that we want to see for any man. Yah Himself doesn't want to see it. In His word He says, I do not wish to see any perish. Not one. So that's not His desire for us. And this is love. Not that we love Yah, but that He loved us and sent His Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Beloved, if Yah so loved us, we also ought to love one another. So if He willing to love us and do all, He opens our eyes every day. He puts food on our table. He gives us water to drink. He provides us with employment to take care of ourselves. If He's going to do all of that for us, we ought to love. We ought to love Him back. No one has seen Yah at any time. If we love one another, He abides in us. And His love is perfected in us. But go back, that says, if we love one another. You can't love with hate in your heart. Come on. That ain't gonna happen. You can't say if you tell somebody you love them and you hate them, that's a lie. They may not know it, but you know it, and Yah knows it. So just to say you love somebody is a lie. And what you do then is you're heaping those coals up on your own head. Because you can't hide the truth from the Father. Because He sees all. You see, we see the inner whoever you are. I mean the outer whoever you are. But Yah, He sees the inner person. He knows who you are. You see, I can lie to you and you can lie to me. But we can't lie to Him. We can't lie to Him. By this we know that we abide in Him and He in us. Because He has given us His Spirit. Yes. And that's that special blessing. You see, when you accept Him and you reach a certain place when He knows, when He's convinced that your heart is focused on serving Him and being obedient, He gives you that help. Yes. You know, Yeshua told us when He was leaving, He said, I don't want to leave you. He told the disciples, I don't want to leave you. I don't want to go away. He said, but I got to go away. Yes. I got to go away. Because when I go away, I'm going to send back a helper for you. I'm going to send back the helper to help you live this life that you can't live. Now, he could have did it by fiat. He could just make us perfect if he wanted to. But he wants us to desire it. He wants it in our own heart. He wants us, you take the first step. It's like when he parted the Red Sea, like I said, the scripture I didn't understand. When they got to the Red Sea, he told Moses to go. He told him to tell the children to go. He didn't part the sea first, y'all. The water didn't part first. They started jumping into the water before it parted. And that was faith. Because they didn't know what was going to happen. They knew that was a sea, but he said, go into it. And they jumped into it, and he gave them their reward. He parted that sea for them. And they walked across it on dry land. That's what we got to do. We got to do something. You can't live your life thinking that you don't have to do anything. That you can just pass time and bide your time, buy and make. No, because he's not going to do it. You have to put forth some effort in your life. You have to put forth a lot of effort in your life.
Yeah, you do.
And if you do that, then that scripture that says, I can do all things in Yeshua who strengthens me. That's what the one who's trying. See, that's the problem the world don't understand. That book is out there, but right now, that book isn't for everyone. Because that book is just a mystery to lots of people. They open it up, it's a good mystery that they're reading because they can't understand it. They don't understand it for various reasons. One of the reasons is because their eyes are closed and their ears aren't open because Yah didn't choose to do that. But if you're hearing this word right here, Yah is giving you an opportunity to hear. He's giving you an opportunity to see. To see. If you haven't heard, if you haven't seen, if you're here today, you've been given a chance to hear and an opportunity to see. We have seen and testified that the Father has sent the Son to be the Savior of the world. See, he came to save us, sinners. He didn't come for the righteous, he came for the sinners. And that's what we were. And that's to some extent what we still do now because we still sin. We still fall short of his glory. But I suggest, I advise that when we recognize our sin, that we immediately repent of that sin.
That's right.
Immediately. Right away. As soon as you realize that you've sinned against the Father, you should repent. And that's why a good prayer would be that you ask the Father to make you aware of that which you do. Because, we commit sins and don't even realize we did it. We don't even realize we did it. So, sometimes you even have to pray that he forgive you for the things that you didn't even recognize that you did.
That's right.
But I pray that he would open my eyes that I understand. I'm better at that now. I really do take time out now if I do something just to stop and say, Father, forgive me for that. Please forgive me. Whoever confesses that Yeshua is the Son of Yah, Yah abides in him, and he in Yah. We have come to know and have believed that the love which Yah has for us, and Yah is love.
That's right.
And the one who abides in love abides in Yah, and Yah abides in him. Now, there's a reason why this theme is being repeated over and over and over again. Whenever we get to portions of Scripture where it's just repeated over and over again, that should tell you that the Father is trying to make a point.
Come on.
He's not just wasting those words. He keeps repeating it because he wants us to get it, y'all. He wants us to get it. He wants us to understand the importance of this love. Because if you want him, then you got to want this love. And it's got to be within you. By this, love is perfected within us. By this, love is perfected within us. So that we may have confidence in the day of judgment. And you know what? That's what that brother had. I've talked to him. He had confidence in the day of judgment. He's not worried that he's not worried that when he opens his eyes, he's gonna be fearing where he's gonna go. He knows, he's confident which way he's gonna go. Now that's not boastful. That's about the life the brother lived. That's not boasting in him. He's not boasting about it. Because y'all don't want us to be boastful, but your life speaks for itself. Your life speaks for itself. And it's a good thing when you know somebody. Because you see their light. Their light shows signs, and this brother's light shine. Listen, he wasn't perfect. I'm not trying to tell you that. That brother wasn't perfect, just as none of us are perfect.
That's right.
But he lived a life of love. And we're seeing what this word says about love. See, I think there's a scripture that even says that love covers a multitude. You see what love does for you? That's why it's so important. Because if you love, your sins can be covered. So you want to be forgiven? Show some love. Show some love. He's going to wash you in that blood. He's going to wash you in that blood. So chapter 3 of 1 John. Chapter 3, verse 9. Chapter 3, verse 9. No one who is born of Yah practices sin. And understand that, practice. That means that you're not living a life of just trying to sin. You understand? Like I just said, we all fall short of his glory, so we all still commit sin. But there's a difference between committing sin by omission or willfully. So like if you sit down and think about, let me see, what kind of sins can I commit today? What kind of things can I do today that is evil? What kind of evil can I concoct in my heart? That's what we're talking about. We're not talking, the scripture here not talking about that, because that would be practicing sin, intentionally trying to live a life of sin. But the man who strives to be righteous, who has the love of Yah in him, does not practice sin. Because his seed, Yah's seed, abides in him. And he cannot sin because he is born of Yah. By this, the children of Yah and the children of Hasatan, Satan, are obvious. So there you go. You can look by your deeds, by what you do, how you live, and you know which side you stand. Someone can look at you and know of whose child you are. So do you want to be a child of Yah, or are you a child of Hasatan, Satan? Because the children of Hasatan, Satan, the world is their God. They live according to what the world says. Come on. The children of Yah live according to what his word says. And that is in stark contrast. One leads to the second death. But the other one, it leads to eternal life. To joy. Eternal joy. How would you like to have eternal joy in your heart? You know, we can't be eternally joyful in these physical beings, but someday we're going to be in a spirit form. And joy is going to reign. It's going to reign supreme. It's obvious that anyone who does not practice righteousness is not of Yah. These are not my words, y'all. You know, and so, you know, sometimes I used to worry about, like when I started, this journey started speaking or whatever, I used to worry about, you know, offending people. About anything that I say offend people. But you know what I know now? That what I'm telling you now is not what I say. So if you are offended by it, it's God that's offended you. You're offended by the word of God. It's not me that's offended you. I used to worry, but see, we come too far to worry about feelings. Because all feelings are emotions. And emotions are not of the Father. That's not the way we're led by spirit, not by emotions. Not by emotions. If you're led by emotions, you're headed for disaster. You're headed for disaster. If your emotions is what you lead for, you're going to crash and burn. You're going to crash and burn because there's no hope in that. Because if you're sad, how are you going to do away with the sadness? If you just can just remain sad. But we know that spiritually, that there's joy. Like because spiritually we understand. Even though we're going to miss our brother, we love our brother, we're going to want to see him again, we know that the will of Yah was done in this matter. And that's it, y'all. The will of Yah was done in this matter. You know, I remember as I knew his condition, I was like David. I was thinking of David, how David was praying for that child. When Samuel told him that child was going to die, but David continued to pray because David said, who knows what God is? That's right. And so that's what we did for this brother. And I will tell you that I think I was more down as I was praying that than when I actually heard the word. Because when I heard the word, because of the way that I've studied and what I know, I knew it was going to be joyful. I knew that there was going to be no more suffering for him. I knew that there was going to be no more pain for him. I knew that he was going on to a better place. Now right now, because we don't want to deceive you, he didn't go to heaven. He didn't go to heaven. You know, some of your family members might think he went to heaven. And you can let them think that because they haven't been given the truth. But you know better, sister. You know that he sleeps now. You know, the word says that no man has ascended to heaven except the one who came down and ascended up there. So he ain't there yet. And you know, if David and Moses and none of them went, nobody else ain't going there. And I don't think any of us have met that level that they've provided yet. We might meet it one day, y'all. Don't sell yourself short. You might meet that. You might meet that one day where you're in that same category with them. But I don't think any of us have got there yet. For this is the message which you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Not as in Cain, because what Cain did wasn't love, right? You can't love your brother if you kill him. Because you're jealous of him. Come on. Killed his brother because he was jealous. Not just because he was jealous, but because Yah was pleased with what the brother did and not with what he did. But it was his own fault, right? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? It's your fault. But you mad with this brother because he's doing the right thing. was the evil one who slew his brother. And for that reason, and for what reason did he slay him? Because his deeds were evil and his brothers were righteous. Do not be surprised, brethren, if the world hates you.
That's right.
That's what we were just talking about. Don't be surprised. Because they don't understand you. They don't understand. See, when you stop doing all those evil things you were doing, like I told you, as I was leading up to this journey of being ordained or whatever, and I stopped doing some of the things I was doing, it was little things like going certain places I used to go, people didn't understand. Yeah. My wife didn't understand. Oh, yeah. My children didn't understand. Yeah. But in the end, what I had to do is to stand. Is to stand. Yeah. And say because in the past, before I got to this level, I might break down and do something because I want to please my wife. I want to please my children or my family or my friends. So I would choose to go the opposite way and sin against Yah so that I could please men. But what does pleasing men get for you? Because you please them today and they're mad at you again. Right now, or the next second they're mad at you because you need something else at you. Like that song said, he did not create us for word. He did not create us for fear. And as children of God, we got to stand. Come on, brother. We got to stand on that which we know is right. Come on. Someone asked, about compromise. Well, there's some things that we can compromise on. But we cannot compromise on the word of Yah. There's no compromise on the word of Yah. That we stand on. We'll compromise on other things that we possibly can compromise, but if it's going against the word of Yah, there is no compromise. There's only one way. And if I know that way, I'm going that way. Now, I can't make you do it or go that way yourself, but just understand that as for me, my house, that's the way we're going to serve it. We know that we have passed out of death. See, we passed out of death. We used to be in death, y'all. We passed out of that death into life. Into life, into light. When we walked into the light, it was life for us. Before we were dead. We just didn't know we were dead. Not sleeping like that, brother, but we was walking around. We were zombies. We were walking around, we were zombies, and we didn't even know it. We didn't even know it because we were just living our day-to-day lives thinking everything is great and wonderful. Because we didn't know any better. But when you know better, you got to do better. Yes, that's what the word is. When you know better, you got to do better. You can't. They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Right? Like I said, it would be like, and I've used this before, it would be like going to the refrigerator and having a carton of milk in there and opening that carton and taking a sip and realizing that that milk is solid. Closing it up, put it back in the refrigerator, come back tomorrow and do the same thing. Taste that solid milk once again. That's insanity. Why would you want to keep doing that? The same thing is why would you want to keep living life the way you've been living? Come on. You should see. What has it profited you? If you're not living for Yah, what has that life outside of Yah profited you? What did it get you? There are rich people in the world who know not Yah, who have all that they think they want, but they don't have happiness. They don't have joy. Listen at the stories you see about rich people all the time. Some of these celebrities, they kill themselves. They have it all. At least the world thinks they have it all. They have it all, but they want to die. Why? If you have everything, why do you want to die? It makes no sense. We know that we have passed out of death into life because we love the brother. And he who does not love abides in death. Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12. And we're going to celebrate the Sabbath, and like I said, and we're going to celebrate life. And we're going to be joyful that our brother's headed for that eternal life. We all got to go there one day. Come on. We all, I would bet. I know that brother going to open his eyes, but and this is just another thought I had. I would bet that brother, if he could talk to us right now, would say there are things that maybe he should have done, that he wish he would have did, but he didn't know that the day was going to come as quickly as it did, that he wasn't going to be able to do it. See, y'all, tomorrow is not promised to anybody. If you wait until tomorrow, if you're waiting for tomorrow, be careful, because tomorrow may never come. It may never come for you. It may never come for you. How are you going to wait on something that's not promised to you? It's not promised to you. How are you going to wait for it? You sit there and wait on a dream, on hope. Prayerfully, Yah will give you tomorrow. He will give me tomorrow. Prayerfully, He will. But like I said, just like for that brother, there's a ledger with a date written on it that says, Brother Lemoyne, this is your day. Ready or not, here we go, right? Ready or not, here we go. We're out of here. Romans chapter 12, starting at verse 2. We're going to go there too, but let's go to 12 first. I'm sorry. We're going to go to 12. I mean to 8 also. But Romans 12, verse 2. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Yes. And these scriptures remind me, and I'm going to keep saying it because as I was preparing this, because I knew I was up today in advance, but this isn't what I thought I was going to be doing today. But I thought about it as we're going to celebrate this brother. I thought about him, and these scriptures came to me because he talked to me just as he talked to Elder Steve, Brother John, Charles, and he were on the phone constantly. See, I know that this brother was renewing his mind daily. I know that he stayed in the Word. I know because he called me and tell me he was reading this. If I called him, that's what he was doing. Or his wife would tell me that he's up all hours of the night. All hours of the night in the Word. She's sleeping and wake up and he ain't there. But she knows where. She didn't have to worry, y'all. She didn't think he was going out in the street somewhere. She didn't know that. He might have been there in his phone, like he's running like he wasn't doing that now. She wasn't worried. She knew where he was. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what is the will of Yah, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. Now, that's good and perfect and acceptable to whom? To Yah. Not to people, not to man. So that's what you got to do. Now, we can't do what's acceptable to man. We got to do what's acceptable and good and perfect to the Father. For through the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, not to think more highly of himself than he ought to think.
That's right.
No, don't think you all that.
Come on.
Because if you think you all that, you might end up being none of that. So not think more highly of himself than he ought to think, but to think so as to have sound judgment. We got to have sound judgment. Guys.
That's right.
And everything we do, we got to have. We can't be erratic people just making snap choices and snap judgments, going wherever the wind blows. We got to have, as children of Yah, we got to have sound judgment. As Yah has allotted to each a measure of faith. You see, he has given each one of us a measure of faith. That's your measure of faith. It's not comparable to someone else's measure of faith.
That's right.
This is a personal thing. He's given you the faith. He's planted that seed of faith in you, and it's up to you to do what you have to do to have it grow. That's why you hear people saying, well, I prayed for this, I prayed for that, and this happened. Because that's that faith. So when you pray for something, you might get it. It might not be as you think it is. You pray for more faith, all kind of calamity might come upon you. But he's trying to prepare you. He's trying to help you stand within the time of calamity. And also, if you start thinking, because I know Tyrone, the last time he was up here, he's saying, I might not be, the smartest. I might not be the best speaker. I might not be this, I might do that. But I know that I'm faithful. That I'm a faithful servant. That's what that brother said the last time he came before. I know I have my measure of faith. That's what he said he had. Yes. So you got to let your faith grow within you. Yes. By life, by living, by changing, by standing in the time. You can't faint and fall every time something comes upon you. It's okay to call the saints and ask them to pray for you, to pray with you over there. It's okay for that. Sometimes when people call me about prayer, I say, have you prayed?
Come on.
Did you pray? Because you're calling me to pray, and I'm willing to do so. But have you prayed yourself? Come on. Because it's important that you pray for yourself. Because how does it look? I'm praying for you, the Father looking at me pray for you, but he's looking at you and you asking me nothing. What it says, knock, and it shall be answered. Seek, and ye shall find. But just as we have many members in one body, and all the members do not have the same function. We've talked about that. We all have a purpose and a place here. And it's high time and by and by that we find out what that is. And that we find out what our roles is here in this body, and that we serve those bodies. If we the foot, then let's be the best foot we can be. Right? You know what I'm saying? Let's be the best feet we can be. There's no shame in being the foot. Because if you're the foot, you're part of the body. Right? Because the scriptures say that the body can, the brother just said, the body can't move without the feet. So we want to walk, we got to have our feet. Right? So the foot is important. That's what I'm saying. Don't think that whatever your role is minimal, is not important. Your role is important. Whatever that role is here, it's important. It's important to this body. We need you. We need you. We depend on you to play your role. Because we're trying to stand as a body. We're trying to stand individually, and we're trying to stand as a body. And we need you to stand. I need you to stand. And you need me to stand. Let's not forget that. We're not just living for ourselves. We're living for this body. And we're living for Yah. For Yah I live. For Yah I die. Right? And later somebody's going to testify. So we who are many are one body in Yeshua and individually members one of another. Since we have gifts that differ according to the grace given us, each of us is to exercise them accordingly. And that's just what I was speaking of. If prophecy, according to your appropriation in his faith. If service, in his service. So if it's your job to serve, serve. Do your job. You know, if it's not your job to preach, don't worry about the preaching. Leave the preachers to whose job that is. I'm not saying that's not your job. That may be your job. Brother, that might be your job. That might be your job. So it might be coming. But for now, whatever your job is and you recognize it, do that job. Teachers, if it's teaching, teach. If it's one who exhorts, if you're the one who comes and pray and pushes everybody on, and you exhort them, that's your job. We need that. That's a cheerleader. We need spiritual cheerleaders. And guess what? You don't have to wear them little uniforms. You don't have to have fun. You can just go forward. He who gives with liberality, he who leads with diligence, he who shows mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without hypocrisy. That's what I was talking about earlier. Love, let's love. Let's love. You know what? Love don't mean that everything that your brother does makes you happy. Come on now. We got to take the good with the bad. Yes, we do. You know what I'm saying? What we got to do is accept the bad. We got to accept the bad. Not making it a part of us, but we got to accept that as a part of our brother. Yeah. You know, if it's something that's outside of Yah, then if we're doing the right thing, and if we love our brother or sister, we're going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation. And remind them and say, like somebody would say, that ain't going into the kingdom. Right? We'd have to remind them of that. Abhor what is evil. We should abhor what is evil. See, if we love the things of the world, we're not doing that. We cannot love the things of the world and love God at the same time. Because it's like oil and water. It just don't mix. It just doesn't mix. And I'll tell you, it's hard to let go of the way of the world. Because we have probably been in the ways of the world longer than we've been on this path. Yeah. That's right. And those things are appealing to us. Yeah. The ways of life is appealing to us. But it's not to, that way doesn't lead to abundant life. It doesn't lead to that. It doesn't lead to eternal life. It doesn't lead to kingdom living. It doesn't lead to that. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Give preference to one another in honor. Not lagging behind in diligence. Fervent in spirit, serving Yah. Rejoicing in hope. Persevering in tribulation. Devoted in prayer. Contributing to the needs of the saints. Practicing hospitality. Now, Romans 8. Romans 8, verse 35. And like I said, I knew it was going to be a lot of scriptures, but like I said, as I was doing this, the scriptures, God gave them to me, and He wanted them to be read. Yeah. And like I said, many of them will remind us about brother. Romans 8 and 35. This is what that brother is found. Yes. And this is what Sister Golden Anderson, this is one of her scriptures on me. Yes. She used to sing this song, I think, as well. So 35, and it reads, who will separate us from the love of Yah? Will tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? Are you going to let anything separate you from the love of Yah? See, death can't even separate us from the love of Yah. We can't allow death to separate us. Look, we can't give up because we lose somebody and go the other way because we lost them. Because then you separate yourself. Because you know what it is? If you don't allow yourself to be separated from the love of Yah, you're going to make it. You're going to make it by and by because Yah is going to strengthen you. Yeah. He's going to strengthen you to endure. You know, the beginning of something is always the hardest part. You know, it's new to us that brother not here.
Yeah.
So it's hard, you know.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that we're going to get used to it, because we're not going to get used to it, but we're going to get to a point where we can deal with it. We're going to get to a point where we look over there and we don't cry.
Yes.
Because he's not there. You know, the same thing happened with Jesse Andrews, Vince Williams,
Yes.
you know, Brother Fountain, all of those who have left us. You know, I still picture him sitting over there in the chair. I still picture him there. And I still picture him getting up with his scripture. Y'all is my shepherd. I still see it. That's not going, that's what I'm saying. He's not here no more, but he left it here for us. You know, people might wonder why that brother said this over and over and over. Somebody say, well, it's testimony. The brother would get up and testify with the same thing every time. But it was for a purpose. Because it's in our hearts, it's in our minds, it's in our brain. He gave us that scripture. He can't get away with it. It's a part of us. Just as it is written, for your sake, we are being put to death all day long. See, we're dying daily, y'all. We're dying daily. We're just not dying physically. Daily. We're not dying to death that this brother died, but we're dying daily. And that means we're putting to death those things which are not of Yah. Whatever they are, we are dying because of that. We're killing them. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. Because we walking in an evil world. We're like the innocent sheep walking up there because we're not devising evil in our mind, right? So we like, they're taking sheep to the slaughter. They don't know where they're going, you know? They probably just as happy as they could be walking on, not knowing that somebody is about to slit that throat. Turn them into food and take that wool from them. That's what we are, sweet as sheep going to the slaughter. That's why we got to have this love in our heart. And we got to depend on this body to help us get through these times. So that we be not slaughtered. So that we have strength. So that we can endure. But in all these things, we overwhelmingly conquer through him who loves us. Yes. So in all of these things, we overwhelmingly conquer through the Father who loves us. Because see, we don't have no power. We don't have no strength. The power and strength that we exercise, it comes from the Father. If you see me with any strength, it's not because I have it, it's because he gave it to me. He gave me the strength. He gave me the strength to stand. It's nothing I had. And we're wise to recognize that. Wisdom tells you, understand, because if you start thinking that you got it, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. Because if you start thinking it's you ain't calling on the Father. You thinking, I don't need you, I got this, you know, but you don't. You don't. You know, you got to let him be the captain of your ship. Because if you don't let him be the captain of your ship, sooner or later you're going to run aground. That's right. You're going to run aground. For I am convinced that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor any other created thing will be able to separate us from the love of Yah, which is in Yeshua HaMashiach. There is nothing that can separate us from his love. As long as we hold on. We got to hold on, y'all. Don't let it go. Grab his hand and don't let it go. That's one of them times you don't let it go. No matter what. They pulling you, hold on with two hands. Don't try to be macho, brothers, and hold on with one hand. Hold on with two. Hold on with two. John 10. The book of John 10. This is what we got to do. Y'all, we got to remain strong. Because we don't want when that day comes for us for anything to be a chance. You know, we don't want to shoot craps with our spirit, with our salvation. We don't want to shoot craps with your salvation. Because, you know, sometimes people win at that game, but you also lose. And we can't afford to take a chance that we're going to lose. We can't, because if you lose it all. What does it profit a man, right? But to lose your eternal life. You gain everything. What does it profit when you lose yourself? No. That means that everything that you gained was in vain. I think somebody said it's all vain. It's all vain. You know, it's not spiritual, it's all vain. It's all vain. John 10, verse 24. John 10, verse 24. The Jews had been gathered around him and were saying to him, how long will you keep us in suspense? If you are Hamashiach, tell us plainly. Yeshua answered them, I told you, and you do not believe the works that I do in my Father's name. So I've shown you, I've told you, but you don't want to believe. These testify for me. So the deeds that I've done, they're the things that testify for me. And the deeds that we do are the things that are going to testify for us. What you do is going to testify about who you are and whose you are. Your deeds will testify to that. But you do not believe because you are not of my sheep. You don't believe because you're not mine. You can't believe because you're not of me. My sheep hear my voice. And I know them. See, he hears our voice and he knows us. So there are those that he doesn't know. It's going to come a time where he's going to tell them how he didn't know them. And that's what we don't want, right? That comes up all the time. We don't want them saying, I didn't know you, I never knew you. We don't want to hear those words. He says, I know them, and I don't just know them, but they follow me. See, I know them, and they follow me, which means that they do the will of the Father, because I do the will of the Father, and so they do the will of the Father. I've shown them, and they have heard, and they have followed. And I give, listen at this, and this is for the brother again, and I give eternal life to them, and they will never perish. And no one will snatch them out of my hand. See, when you get to this point, you cannot be snatched out of his hand. Because once his hand got you, he got you, y'all. You know, people always walking around there, you young people know, I got you, I got you. And I want the Father and God to have me. I want Yeshua to have me. Because see, you might have me now, but when trouble comes, you will let me go. You got me for a minute. You got me for a minute. But when you got to make a choice between me and you, just think about it. What you going to do? Because carnality is going to be me. It's called self-preservation. It's going to be me. But this, the Father and Yeshua got us. He's not going to let us go. Under any circumstances. He said that no one will snatch us out of his hand. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all. And that is why. Because the Father is greater than all. And no one is able to snatch them out of the Father's hand. I and the Father are one. And we someday will be one also. We learned that through atonement, right? At one. So someday we are really and truly and in fulfillment going to be one with the Father. John 11. A few more here, y'all. Going John 11, verse 25. This is about Martha. Yeshua said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even if he dies. That sounds confusing, right? But understand, he ain't talking about that first death there, even if he dies. So even if you die, he's going to abide in me, he's going to live in me, because there's going to come a time when he's going to be resurrected. Because earlier before this, he said, I am the resurrection.
Yes.
I am the resurrection. And the life. Right?
Yeah.
He who believes in me will live even if he dies. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. And that's the second death. You'll never die that second death. If you with him, if you his, and he got you in that hand, you ain't going to never die that second death. You might sleep on us a little while. That's okay. Take your rest. That brother took his rest. Take your rest. But see, that's his rest. The rest of us are still on the battlefield. See, we still fighting now. We still fighting. We can't take a rest like he took. It ain't our time to rest. It's our time to keep on. To keep on keeping on. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy. We got to keep on fighting now. No time to faint, no time to fear, no time to give up. And I know that brother would want us to. He tell us, keep on keeping it. You know, that brother was in his illness. Y'all think about it. That brother never complained about where he was going. And I know I asked him, I would call him all the time and say, how you feeling, brother? And he'd say, I'm okay. And his wife would tell me that. Flo would say that. She'd ask him. And he'd say, I'm okay. But you can look at it. And I know many of us, we look at him and we see that he's not really okay. He's not really okay. But if you say to me he's okay, I'm going to pray on him and accept it. Brother, you're okay. Because that's helping him to move it on. See, he didn't want us to be sorrowful and pitying him. He didn't want to be a distraction from his work. He didn't want to come here into this service and take away from the glory of God because of his condition. That's not what that brother wanted. He wanted all the glory and all the honor and all the praise to go where it belongs. And he didn't want to distract. He didn't want to detract from that. 2 Timothy 4, starting at verse 6. For I am already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure has come. I have fought the good fight. Come on. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith. Isn't that him? Isn't that what he did? And those people that are going on before us, he fought the good fight, y'all. So look, it's not nothing to be sad or upset about. I know our emotions get us, but that brother fought the good fight. His reward is waiting for him. His reward is waiting for him. See, that brother don't want a funeral. He wants a celebration. I'm just going to tell it to you like that. He don't want a funeral. You know, weekly. How many funerals that brother went to? He told us. He would go to funerals week after week after week. All of his friends, he'd go to those funerals. But he don't want those funerals. You know, he knows that there's going to be some crying going on, but he wants a celebration of his life. Not a funeral of his death, because it's not over, y'all. It ain't over. Come on. It's not the end. It's the beginning. A new beginning for him. And we just had that, right? So look, you know what y'all did? He taught us. He taught us, you know, that brother really going to see the new beginning. And we all going to see it, but I'm just saying, he showed us that, you know, it's not over. This brother going to be in the new beginning. Verse 8. In the future, there was laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which Yah, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearance. To all who have. This is your reward, a crown of righteousness, a crown of glory. Know you not that our destiny is to sit on the throne with Brother Yeshua? Hallelujah. And to be heirs, we are heirs with him, joint heirs with him. Yes. He wants us to sit on his throne with him. Come on. So he's counting us together with him. Two more scriptures. James chapter 1, verse 12. James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial. For once he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which Yah has promised to those who love him. He has promised that to those who love him. 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians. You're on the way to finish this. On the way home. 1 Corinthians 15. Starting at verse 42. And this is what we know. This is why we don't fear. This is why we don't have to worry about what's going to happen. There's no mystery for us. We know the destiny. We know what's going to happen. So 1 Corinthians, starting 15 and 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in a perishable body. That brother laid down his flesh. It is raised in the imperishable body. When he comes up, y'all, he's going to be a spirit. Yes. He's going to be a spirit. He's not going to be that corruptible. There's not going to be no more pain. He's not going to have to worry about it no more. He ain't going to need no more dialysis. He ain't going to need no more medications. When he's raised up, he's not going to need any of that. Because that was the physical stuff. He ain't going to need no medicine. He's going to be well. It is sown, the physical body is sown in dishonor, but it is raised in glory. Hallelujah. It is sown a natural body, but it is raised as a spiritual body. If there was a natural body, then there also is a spiritual body. Yes. And so also it is written, the first man, Adam, became a living soul. The last man, Adam, Yeshua HaMashiach, became, a life-giving spirit. A life-giving before you go to the spiritual part. Look, there's no, you know how in school some people get skipped, there's no getting skipped up in there. You gotta run your course. You gotta run your course till you finish it. You know? There's no curve on this, no grade curve, right? There's no grade curve on this. You gotta earn your grade. The first man is from earth, earthly. The second man is from heaven. As is the earthly, so also are those who are earthly. And as is the heavenly, so also are those who are heavenly. Just as we have borne to the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
Yes.
So we're going to be something else.
Yes.
You know, we are just a glimpse of what we shall be. We look through the mirror dimly now. We don't see the whole thing. But we're going to be something else, y'all. The word says he made us in his image. And what this image of us right now is just a picture of that. We're going to be really his image because he's spirit. He's spirit. He's not physical. We're going to really be his image at that time. Now I say this, brother, and understand this, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God. So we're not going in like this, y'all. You can't go in with this on. You got to take this off. Nor does the perishable inherit the imperishable. Behold, I tell you a mystery. We will now sleep, but we will be changed. In the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, when the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will all be changed. For this perishable must put on the imperishable, and this mortal must put on immortality. But when this perishable will have put on imperishable, and when this mortal will have put on immortality, then will come about the saying that is written. Death is swallowed up in victory. Oh death, where is your victory? Oh death, where is your sting? The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks to Yah, who gives us victory through our brother Yahushua HaMashiach, therefore, my brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of God, knowing that your labor is not vain. You see everything that you're doing here? It's not in vain. You're not doing this for nothing. You're not doing this for nothing. Philippians chapter 4. Last scripture. Philippians chapter 4. I had trouble finding it. Here we go. Y'all brought me back to it. Hallelujah. Philippians chapter 4, starting at verse 9. The things you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the Yah of peace will be with you. Yes. But I rejoice. Well, I want to go beyond it. Verse 4. Rejoice in Yah, always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your gentle spirit be known to all men. Yah is near. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to Yah. And the peace of Yah, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Yeshua. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute, if there is any excellent, and if there is anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things. And finally, the things you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and Yah will bring peace to you. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! We're going to celebrate this, brother. That's right. Remember you. Hallelujah!
We thank the Father for the word from Brother Lamont. Today we say hallelujah. Hallelujah. We all one body. The foot, the hand, the elbow, the knee, the eyes, the ears. How can the the body function correctly, let's not the whole body walk as one. Today we say thank you. That's the mental moment. A word that reminds us why we doing this. Tomorrow's not promised. So what do we think about most today? The life that he lived. I mean, again, there's nothing. He sat behind me for the last 2 years, but now that seat will be taken by another. But I know the life he lived for those 2 years. I know he was normally here before I got here. I know that when the doors opened, I know that he did all he could to be inside. Whether it was the Sabbath, the new moon, you could count on him to be in that number. He didn't have to do it. He chose to do it. And the Father says, if you choose me, hallelujah, I will add unto you. So his works, they testify. We know he could dance. We could all see that we all see it. I mean, hey, he gave us enough to be able to say, you should know by now. Everybody should be able to go give a little version of it. And we're going to do that, huh? Because he did it so much. But I know that the Father knows his name. Bishop said, it's not, what you do. It's what you intend to do. So you see, as long as you make the effort to do it right, the Father gonna work with those parts that are imperfect in us, because we are imperfect souls. But if we strive to get it right, put in some work. Y'all know how much it bothered him to not join us for Tabernacles? Because when the family is together, he said, this is my most happiest time. This is the best. I wish we could have every day could be the Sabbath. It bothered him to have his struggle impede him from not being able to join us out there for the whole 7 days. It bothered him to not be able to dance with the men of the house of the eternal, because he wanted to fully be a part of the body, and this flesh, it was pulling back on him. Yah sees the struggles. He knows the wish and the will, and he feels it, and sometimes he will say, my servant, well done. While you're trying to do more, he will say, servant, I want you to know I'm pleased with all that you have done. There's nothing left for you to do. And we got to think about it. When we have done all that we know to do, sometime the Father's going to say, come and take your rest. Leave the battlefield in the remainder to those who still have more to do. Let us never not be in vain. We transition to a moment of testimony. So, dear wife, would you get that for me, please? Sister Flo, would you please come up? Hallelujah. Let's receive our sister. Hallelujah. When the Father is during this weekend, it's just beginning. This is a new beginning, okay? That was a couple. That wasn't, she wasn't just one coming in like this. So this is a transition where she's got to be able to, know that the Father will ride by her side, cook by her side, clean by her side. It was a team. But she said, you know what? I know what he would want me to do. Hallelujah. Now it's time that she go to work. His works have come. And they have, hallelujah, run their course. But our sister has more work to do. So just for that token, as we open up this testimony period, hallelujah, The love goes on, my dear sister. And I just say thank you, right? Give them the flowers while you can. Is there anything that you would like to say? You don't have to. That's all right. That's all right. Because we're going to say it all in song and thank you. Sister Lana, he knows my name. Let me see it. Hallelujah. Again, this is going to be a praise and testimony session that will open itself, but this is a time of love, okay? So that's the focus, is love. It's not choreographed, it's not planned, because a week ago he was sitting there. And he didn't exactly say that next week you need to rewrite the schedule because I won't be with you. So we just say thank you, Father, for the 75 years that you gave him on this planet. We thank him for the many, many times that he allowed us to be able to see him smile. Oh, hallelujah. I have more to say at the end of the week, so I'm just going to say thank you, Father, for allowing me to know him. And we just, again, open up our praise and testimony period. Sister Lana will take it from there. We bless his name. Hallelujah.
Time to be real. Hallelujah.
He knows my name. He knows my name. He knows my name. He knows my name. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. Come on, you know my name. 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 Father, you know my name. You know my name. Oh, you walk with me. Oh, how you walk with me. Oh, how you talk with me. Oh, how you talk with me. Oh, how you tell me that I am. Oh, how you tell me that I am your wrong. That I am your wrong. You know my name. Father, you know my name. You know my name. Father, you know my name. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. Oh, you comfort me. Oh, how you comfort me. Oh, how you comfort me. Oh, how you comfort me. You're amazing me. You're amazing me. That I am your own. That I am your own. You know my name. You know my name. Come on and dance with me. Hallelujah. You know my name. Everyone, come on. Dance with me. You know my name. Come on, you know it's sweet. I know you know the name this morning. You know
Brother G, come on. Hallelujah. Edward Tyrone Yancey.
And just for the sake of it, you see how we move the service order for this moment? Let's be pointed. Let's be loving and daring. We'll keep it brief so that we can also be accommodating. But let's, hallelujah, give this moment its due. And that means be genuine. Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom. My testimony just I want to read Psalms 116. Psalm 116. I love Yah because he hears my voice and my supplications, because he has inclined his ear to me. Therefore will I call upon him as long as I live. The cords of death compassed me, and the pains of Sheol got hold upon me. I found trouble and sorrow. Then I called upon the name of Yah. O Yah, I plead you, deliver my soul. Gracious is Yah and righteous. Yes, our Elohim is merciful. Yah preserves the simple. I was brought low and he saved me. Return to your rest, O my soul, for Yah has dealt bountifully with me. For you have delivered my soul from death, my eyes from tears and my feet from water. I will walk before Yah in the land of the living. I believe, for I will speak. I was greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I render to Yah for all his benefits toward me? I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yah. I will pay my vows to Yah in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of Yah is the death of his saints. Oh Yah, truly I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your handmaid. You have loosed my bonds. I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving and will call upon the name of Yah. I will pay my vows to Yah in the presence of all his people, in the courts of Yah's house, in the middle of you, O Yerushalayim. Hallelujah.
I know that song would be fitting of our brother. He was a soldier. And he has been on the battlefield for some time. Hallelujah! A long time. You know, I didn't just meet him yesterday. Oh, he's been a friend of the family. Hallelujah! He and Sister Flo, we've known him for a long time. Oh, and he was such a, hallelujah. He was a friend. Yes. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And I'm just thankful to have known him. Yes. Hallelujah. You know, Sister Flo, she would tell me sometime he was ailing. She said, Sister Ann he fight me. He don't want to take his medicine. He don't want to take his medicine. I'm saying, Yancey, come on now. Come on now. You know what Sister Flo? I said, that's your best friend, remember? All right, you do what she tell you. So then he would see me back in there eating at the table. He said, Sister Anders, he said, I let her give me my medicine. And look, I've eaten some of my food. So I'm like, praise God. Hallelujah. Praise. So we just know, and we're going to miss, but hallelujah, he'll always, forever live within our hearts.
Whose side are you leaning on?
Leaning on Yah's side.
Whose side are you leaning on?
Leaning on Yah's side.
Whose side are you leaning on?
Leaning on Yah's side.
Whose side are you leaning on?
Leaning on Yah's side.
I've learned so much in this last year and a half that I've been back at the house. Hallelujah. You know, having grown up here at the house of the Eternal and left for a while, but it's so beautiful. God has been so gracious to me to have allowed me to come back home. And to come back home to the beauty of his saints. Hallelujah. You know, I was at the hospital with Brother Yancey when I got the message from Michael that Brother Yancey was going to the hospital. My friend and the man that I love, and he loves me too. And one day we're going to say more about that. He had not answered the door in a couple of days. And so I just come from his house and he still hadn't answered the door. His car was there. There was a package by the door. And I said, if he don't answer tomorrow, I'm going to call the police and do a welfare check. And I turned and I drove off and I saw that message about Brother Yancey. And he's in serious condition. I made a U-turn and I called the police. And his pressure was 250 over 110. And he was incoherent in his home. Yeah. So that message had me call the police and have the police get us in that house for my Khalifa. Yeah. That's the person in my life. His name is my Khalifa. So, you know, Brother Yancey's still working miracles. He turned me around like that, you know? And then I didn't have to be at the hospital by myself every day. He was in one room. My Khalifa was right down the hall. So I got to see Sister Flo, the family. Yeah. Got to just love and encourage one another for a while. And just like he always encouraged and love, that word love. I just remembered so much. And the first morning I woke up at the hospital that I've been staying at since last Sunday night, and he came out of ICU a couple of days ago. Hallelujah. The first thing I sent out a message saying, I don't know what to do because I can't go say good morning to Sister Flo. Because she's been right down the hall for so long. And you know, she'd be asking me, how's your friend doing? Well, come on, sister, let's just go see how my deacon's doing. Deacon Yancey, hallelujah. I'm just going to say I called this morning telling the boys to let them know that I wasn't going to pick the boys up. And I shared with them why. And you know what? Y'all haven't seen Conchetta in a while. She cried when she heard about Deacon Yancey. She said, Miss Tyra, he just was always so nice. He was so sweet. That is what I'll always remember. The love, baby, if you don't do anything else, share that love while you still have time. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. We come to the sisters again.
Bless you, brothers and sisters. I would implore you if you can for the next Sukkot, if you would press on and if everybody could make a stance to be there in unity together. I say that because I had a conversation with my brother, and he said, I want to be there. He always tells me I look like his mom, right? He's like, you look like my mom. And he said, you know, Mom, he says that every once in a while. He says, you know, I really wanted to be there. And I said, don't stress out about that. You know, everybody was where they were supposed to be. And you know, we can make plans, and you know, my husband says this in his prayer, we can make plans, but Father knows all. He knows where we're supposed to be. So in our hearts, if we could press to try to be there collectively, let's not worry about the elements and the lions and tigers and bears. Oh God. Let's not get caught up with all that stuff. You know what I mean? Let's push forward to try to be there collectively, even if it's for one day. Because we know not the time and the hour. But he messed me up. He messed me up. I was saying to myself, dude, I just talked to you. We just had a conversation. We just fellowship together. And then I was upset, Pastor. I was like, how dare you leave? You know? But who am I to place demands on y'all? Who am I to change his date that he got set for us? So I say this in love to everybody because I ain't got it all together. You know, I don't have it all together. People are asking, where you at, Yolanda? Where you at? And I'm still stuck on, are you all in? Those that went to Sukkot, and the pastor minister, he said, are you all in? What does that mean? That means you can't straddle the line. I'm going to do a little bit of this, and I'm going to do a little bit of this. And I'm going to kind of praise him in between there. Shut up the foolishness. Decide if you're going to be good or evil. It will be better if you practice evil than to come up in here with all your shenanigans and act like you loving on him. Stop it. Let's make the decision to be all in. Cut it loose. When we're young, we think we're going to live forever. I know, I thought that. In my ignorance. You do not have forever. I don't care how old you are, you do not have forever. Give him the praise now. Give Yah his roses now. Huh? You don't want to be looking up, talking about, oh, I wish I. I love you.
Amen. Amen.
Sister Dion, we'll get you off standing. Bless his name, hallelujah. Yes.
When I got the news about my brother, I can remember maybe about 4 years ago when I first started kind of associating with the church. And I don't know if he was a bulky lot of attention. But I'm talking about the Lord on, and I would not come in. And every time, just about when I would come to pick Brother Lloyd up, he would be in the parking lot. And I would feel ashamed. I really would feel sort of ashamed because he would always come up to the car and I'd be saying, oh, not say in my heart. And then I remember him always smiling. He said, sis, that don't look right. We need to come inside with him sometime. And I said, you know what? Okay. I just said, okay. And then as God put his perfect timing on things, I started coming in.
Yes.
And sometimes I would even come in early.
Come on, girl.
Sister Pam on many days. We came in, and brother, one day I came in and I was praying. And he kind of was looking for me. I could see, I could hear his feet. And then when he came over there, he peeked up. He said, that's a good thing, sis.
That's what I'm talking
So, he was a brother that believed in koinonia. Koinonia means fellowship.
Yes.
And let me tell you, he claimed this place.
Yes.
This is my people. This is my house. This is where I belong. And I saw the Lord just transitioning him into a whole nother being. And I even came to you, Sister Florence, one time. I said, you know, I admire your warmness. I told you was a good wife to your husband. And y'all was a perfect example together. And his spirit is still koinonia because he's here with us. You know, in spirit. I just believe that. And be encouraged just on those days that it get hard. Koinonia, call somebody. We love you. We're here for you. I'm going to miss those cabbages too.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Come on, man.
I'll be back. That next week, I came on back because Brother Anthony was so sincere. I said, hey, brother, I love God. He's got to make sure I can church. And I made this little song. I didn't make it, but I prayed it for Brother Anthony. We're gonna miss you. brother. We're gonna miss you, my friend. I can remember the time that you cared on me. I'm gonna miss you, my brother. I'm gonna miss you, my friend.
It's all right.
Amen. Amen. Bless you. Bless you. Amen. That's beautiful. Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Bless you. Bless you.
At least that's where we started. We just started.
And that's what you, Mama Tang. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Loved by everybody. I think about the time my Tennessee Joe, my time we can have when we do the tabernacle, and be in the cabin, and we go from cabin to cabin, and I never forget, people used to knock at me.
Yacking me.
So good.
Yeah.
I felt yeah, we gonna make some yapping again. I'm gonna make some one day. You can get a chance to do it, but in my mind, I was still tasting.
That's what I'm talking about.
I just thank God for him because I always admire him and Sister Yankee. That's a beautiful couple.
Yes,
God really put them two together.
Hallelujah.
And she loves that man, baby. And I pray for her because I'm thankful that she goes through this all right because she can cry if she don't even tell baby.
Yes.
You know, and I never worry about her. I hope God give her strength to hold out. But I know it's gonna be hard for her, you know. But hold on, sister. You're gonna be fine. God will give you strength to do it. And I know what I went through with my husband, the way you took care of your husband, remind me of that.
My.
These type of cancer, and he had to deal with it. And the Lord gave him strength to hold out to the last minute.
Yes. Yes.
And the week that we supposed to celebrate our 50th anniversary, that Friday, I convinced him to stay home. And he stayed home. And I said, well, my daughter said, Mama, you think you'll be all right? I said, yeah, you'll be all right. And he felt pretty good that evening. My daughter, we had a little, we supposed to celebrate our 50th anniversary. And I invited all the church members and everything, like my daughter, and I was all stuff back there. Not knowing that day that he was gonna pass. But we went on to it like he was still there. So
My.
just keep going. He gave me strength. I had to find. I'm seeing it.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
Sister Shirley.
When I got in my car this morning, this is what I heard. Now behold the Lamb, the precious Lamb of Yah, born into sin that I may live again. The precious Lamb of Yah, holy is the Lamb, the precious Lamb of Yah. Why you love me so, Yah, I should never know. The precious Lamb of Yah. Now behold the Lamb, the precious Lamb of Yah, born into sin that I may live again. He's the precious Lamb of didn't do right. I went left, he told me to go right. But I'm standing right here in the midst of my tears. I found you to be the Lamb of God. Thank you for the Lamb. Come on now. The precious Lamb of God. Because of your grace and diminish His praise. The precious Lamb of God.
That's his name. Hallelujah. All right. I just want to read a poem. It's called I'm Free. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path Yah has led, you see. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and left it all.
Yes.
I could not stay another day to laugh, to love, to work, to pray. Tasks left undone must stay that way. I found that peace at the end of the day.
Yes.
If my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Oh yes, these things I too will miss.
Yeah.
Be not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish you the sunshine of tomorrow.
Hallelujah.
My life's been full, I savored much. Good friends, good times, a loved one's touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too brief. Don't lengthen it now with undue grief.
Yes.
Lift up your hearts and peace to thee. Yah wanted me now, he set me free.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We bless His name. Hallelujah. Sister Carol.
Yes, I remember when I first started coming here about 7 years ago. I've dealt with a lot of rejection in my life, and when I first came, I didn't want to be hugged, more so from men, and I'd run from it. And Brother Yancey, he would always somehow find a way to come and try to give me a hug, and I would just keep running and running and running from it. And so one day I did like Lemoyne said do. He said, surrender. Oh, girl. So I surrendered. I felt from him, from Brother Yancey. Tyrone was such a sweet person. And I felt the favor and the love of God coming from him. And it just melted my heart. And I just couldn't do nothing but surrender. Because he was going to find me and give me that hug if I wanted to.
Hallelujah. We bless His name. Hallelujah.
Morning, everybody. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I thank the Lord to look down on all of my weak family who done lost their loved one, absent from the body, but present with the Lord. And I'd like to sing y'all this song. If anybody asks you, who I am, this time I'm a child of God, where our Father is rich, with houses in the land, silver and gold. If anybody asks you, if anybody asks you, who I am, this time I'm a child of God. Forget all the names. Just tell the whole world. Lord, if anybody asks you, who I am, this time I'm a child of God.
Hallelujah. Bless His name.
Yah give it, Yah take it. Blessed be the name of Yah. Of
according to God's word, it said that we are like a vapor that we appeared for a little while and then it's gone. Our Miss Brother Tyrone, he was always there to give me my mints. Yes. He sure had my mints. On the last Sabbath, I started asking for, because he didn't give it to me, I started asking for a mint. I said, oh, well, no, I won't bother him. I wish I would have asked him for that.
Hallelujah.
But this scripture always brings comfort to me, and I hope you will bring comfort to Sister Flo and to everyone in the room. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also.
Hallelujah. Bless his name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Shalom.
I just want to, young,
Yes.
but I just want to thank you for the unity that you have. Week after week, my boy and I sit next to you every week, and you would always go and check on him throughout service, up and down the entire time.
Yes.
And it's just an honor to be able to see these different couples in here. Everybody talk about how they take care of their significant others and everything. So I just praise Him for this time together and the love that you both share. That LOVE.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
It's beautiful to watch.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Bless his name. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Bless his name. Take your time, Charles.
Daddy Yancy.
I don't have the words to sing. I try to sing, but I'll just say that one of his favorite songs is what's in this room right now. This room is filled with fragile hearts. I just want to read. Oh yeah, you are mighty forever. You raised the dead. You are mighty to save. You sustain the living with grace. Resurrect the dead with abundant mercy. Uphold the fallen. Heal the sick. Set free those in bondage. Keep faith with those that sleep in the dust. Who is like you, Master of mighty deeds? And who can compare to you, King, who causes death and restores life, and makes salvation sprout? And you are faithful to resurrect the dead. Blessed are you, O Yah, who resurrects the dead. The other day I told my wife, well, I won't be able to call her. You won't be able to call me. But yet yesterday, while I was at work, I got up, grabbed my phone, and went to the door. I was about to call her. Realized I can't do that. But this right here is what I just read. It's for everyone in this room, including you, Lord. So everyone, keep the faith, keep your head up, and we will see you again. That's the same. Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom again.
Shabbat shalom.
I want to thank the Father. The last 2 years, and I'm so grateful that He allowed me and my family to be back here to enjoy and to fellowship with Elder Yancey these last 2 years. He always he thought so highly of me. I would try to, I tell him, I got more problem than anybody in here, you know what I'm saying? He was just always, he just always uplifted me, and he saw something in me that, I'm going to take with me and prayerfully, one day fulfill. And, but I do just want to especially speak to the sons, Yaakov, and the new generation in general. That's, as I approach 30, you put certain things into perspective. I got my own children, and we gotta cherish these moments.
That's right.
As I told DeAndre and TJ at Tabernacles, I look back on the time, and I wish I could be conscious and aware of the times and the memories I had of my grandfather. And just don't take for granted, man. Especially if those of us that have our grandparents in the house, in the truth, who's training us. My grandmother, Mother Shirley, Mother Fountain, all of our, veterans, seasoned, yes ma'am. We definitely, because, it could be 1 week, we sit in the fellowship, and then the next week, we'll never see them again.
Yes.
So, let's just take the time, let's slow down, let's get out our phones. Let's focus, man, let's concentrate, let's appreciate this time that we have with one another. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Bless His name.
Shabbat shalom.
I have a scripture to read for you all. I don't know if it fits the context of not necessarily know the story in full, but I believe that it fits today's themes. So I'm just going to be reciting reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. And I believe that this passage may be able to settle Mother Flo's heart if there's any anxiety amongst her, and it may be a lesson for all of the individuals in the house today. And a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets cried out to Elisha, saying, Your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that your servant feared Yahuwah, and the lender has come to take my 2 sons to be his slave. And Elisha said to her, What should I do for you? Inform me. What do you have in the house? And she said, Your female servant has none at all in the house except a pot of oil. And he said, Go, borrow vessels from everywhere, from all your neighbors, empty vessels, do not get a few. And when you have come in, you shall shut the door behind you and your sons, then pour it into all those vessels, and set aside the filled ones. So she went from him and shut the door behind her and her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured it out. And it came to be when the vessels were filled, that she said to her sons, Bring me another vessel. But he said to her, There is not another vessel. And the order ceased. So she went and informed the man of Elohim, and he said, Go, sell the oil and pay your debt, and you and your sons live on the rest. And it came to be on that day that Elisha went to Shunem, where there was a prominent woman. And she took hold of him to eat some food, and it came to be, as often as he passed by, that he turned in there to eat some food. And she said to her husband, Look, I know that this is a set-apart man of Elohim, who passes by us continuously. Please, let us make a small upper room on the wall, and let us put a bed for him there.
a table and a chair and a lampstand, and it shall be, whenever you come to us, let him turn them there. And it came to be on that day that he came there, and he turned in the upper room and lay down there. And I just, it's so unexpected. You're not expecting 1 week to have an individual who would sit on that second bench just to not be there 7 days later. So it is eye-opening. It places a thought on your spirit just to wonder what is God's plan. But the Father knows all. It wasn't just a spur of the moment. I do believe that it may have been this time to have been called to lay down his earthly vessel so that he may live with us spiritually today and forevermore. So I just, Mother Flo is just so peaceful and she's so nice. Her and Elder Yancy really were a couple. As they were married, they also gave you that essence of what love really is. Just want to say hallelujah. Just wanted to give my testimony because it was unexpected, and I can hear Brother Yancy telling me, "Hey, Big Mike, how are you?" It was just not that it became routine, but he was the only guy that ever called me Big Mike.
Shalom, one and all. I'm gonna try to hold back too. My brother, I can only imagine. You will see, and we will see. One another again. I will miss him walking back and forth as we converse during the time of service, watching that smiling face as I told my dear wife a couple days ago. The other mom, full of love. And I'm gonna try to maintain and always keep that memory of him in my mind. The small conversations we had, I didn't call them as often as maybe some of you, but whenever we were around here, we conversed in the parking lot, as you said, sister, and back there in the dining hall. And I met my brother through my brother. And because of him, we came to know him. So y'all do things at his time. We met Sister Flo because of him. And then the other thing is, I am sorry I didn't make it there that Sunday. When my brother told me he was going over, I told him I just wanted to wait and see what the doctors had to say first, and then I would show up. But one day it went to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. And the day I was able to get over there, I came home. I know Brother Mike has sent out the other text, but my texts are usually silent, so I never got it. And I came home, got dressed, got ready. Kara said, we go. I said, we go. That's what she told me. He had passed.
about a half hour. When I was ready to walk out the door, I couldn't see him. So to the floor, I want to apologize for not coming. But I do love my. The other thing is too, I heard how the more praise, and not just for him, but for other folks too that were sick. And I plucked peppers. That was a blessing for y'all. Y'all used him, even though he came to pray for Tyrone, he was able to pray for his other folks as well. Now, I don't know any of them, but that they all was healed and able to go on. I just want to read one little thing. It's coming out of Revelations. It has to do with the wedding of the Lamb. Verse 6, beginning. Then I heard something like the voice of a great multitude, like the roaring and rushing water, like the rumbling of powerful thunder, saying, Hallelujah. Hallelujah. My brother will be there and he'll be singing that. And all of us who also will be, by being his child, being the Father's child. For Yah, Eloheinu Sabaoth, reigns. Let us rejoice and be glad and give the glory to him, Father. For the wedding of the Lamb has come, and his bride, Tyrone, has made himself ready. He was given fine linen to wear, bright and clean. For the fine linen is his righteous deeds that he has done while he walked. For all that, and say thank you for letting me know it. Just thank you, Father. Blessed be your holy name. And he shall reign without king in due season. Amen.
Bless his name, Father. Sister Zane, we're going to come over to Elder Steve. Hallelujah.
Shalom, shalom. I would call Brother Yancey Eddie, short for Evans. Of course. I got to, when we started, our relationship started getting close years ago. We would tease each other in the back about the wine. We were wine those Oh, that's how our relationship was. And it just evolved and evolved and evolved. And Sabbath evenings, Charles and Eddie would be on the phone back and forth, just having, that's how they spent their Sabbath evenings. Flo would be in the background, and they would admonish him to make sure he takes care of me and make sure he's taking care of my sister over there, and so forth and so on. And then it got to the point where, with my mobility situation, when I come through that door, I wondered this morning how I would receive not seeing him there, because that would be the first face usually that I would see. When I would open that door, and then not just not see him, but him, before I could make it halfway through the door, he would be at the door. He'd go to Lemoyne too, and then I would be flanked on both sides, because each cheek would just get blessed. So I just, no more Edward Tyrone Yancey on this side, but definitely love this little church as he would always say.
Yes, yes.
And blessed be the name of God. Gave the sister flow through Edward Tyrone Yancey. Yes. And Brother Lemoyne wasn't even here to give me the half of it, because he was in the back consoling Charles. Yeah. Because coming through that parking lot and not seeing that car in the corner over there,
Can I say as Stephen stands up, just because the children, the families here, not just Sister Flo. When I was at Peter's family, but they may be listening to us though. As we listen, and when I was at the hospital, it was just something because the family, I told them, I said, you know, this is, y'all shared y'all daddy with all of us. You know, he was Daddy Tyrone for all of us. And no matter what time I came, I might come to church late, he would always come and give a hug. And that's the kind of person he was. And that was the one thing that I always said to Sister Flo and I and the kids would talk in the family. We talked about that. He was gonna come find you and get a hug, whether you was trying to get it or not. So yeah, I understand, Sister Karen. Thank you.
Bless his name. Hallelujah. That he was.
After one, Tyrone had a message one afternoon, and the next day he called me. He said, Steve. I said, yeah, T. He said, how did I do? Because I just, some reason, I feel like I didn't get my point across. I don't feel like something wrong, man. I'm just not getting it. And I want to just tell me how did I do? I said, tell you what, let's go have lunch. So we had lunch, we went to Whole Food right there in Broadway, Indiana, on the patio. We had lunch, and we talked about a whole lot. And we just had a really, really good time up there. And so I was blessed to just share the time with Tyrone that I did. And we were texting Friday night, and he called this holy ground. He said, I cannot wait to see you and my family on holy ground. I know he loved that song. We sang Bow Down and Worship. And he was elated. He said, man, I don't feel right. I said, why not, T? And I said, T, do you have any idea how you've touched this assembly? How your presence here and the love and joy that you exude, how important that is? He said, well, I know. I said, well, don't say it. I mean, understand, Tyrone, that maybe, no, and we don't know. He said, I just need to work on it. I said, we all need to work on it, too. We all need to work on a whole lot of things, but what you do have, what God's blessed you with, that you share with this assembly, I mean, is beyond measure. So know, man, that the value that you have here and your presence here in the house. And so, we just had a good time. And so, longer Miss Tom, I want to just sing a quick verse of the song, and because we'll see to you. But right now, the word is for the living. The word is for the living. So don't let what he showed us each and every day be in vain. Come on. We need to learn from what that brother demonstrated each and every Shabbat. And so we just got to just hang in there and hold on. Okay, Sister Florence Jean, you got to hold on, dear. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and some lonely nights. But when I look around and think things over, all of my good days, they outweigh my bad days. I won't complain. Sometimes my cloud hangs low. I could hardly see the road. So I asked the question, why so much pain? For he knows what's best for me. All that my weary eyes cannot see. So I'll just say,
Todaya, 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 I won't complain. God has been good to me. He's been so good to me. More than this world could ever be. He's been so good. He's been so good. So good. So good to me. All of my tears away. And turn my midnights into day. So just say, Todaya, 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 we all come. Has been good to me. He's been so good to me. More than this world could ever be. It's been so good. It's been so good. It's been so good. So good. So good to me. He's alive. All of my tears away. And turn my midnights into day. So just say, Todaya. He's been so good to us. Todaya. He's made a way out of nowhere. Todaya. He's opened doors we cannot see. Todaya. He gave us 3 score and 15. So Todaya. 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 I won't complain.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
He said one thing the last time I was here. He said, if I did anybody any wrong, yes, I want to beg forgiveness. Because I don't want no enemies. And that's what he said. That was his testimony. He don't want no enemies. But he answered, you don't have no enemies. Not here enemies.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I know I already had a chance, but you know, me and that brother was like real close. And he, when he came, I met him on a job, just so you know, those of you who don't know the story. We met on a job, and we'd get there early in the morning, and we'd be outside. I was security at a school, Wright Middle School, son, you went there. So I talked to him in the morning time, and conversations were general at first, but you know, at some point, y'all gonna open that door and say something to this brother. So, and I started telling him about what was going on here, because just like I had been, he had grew up in the Catholic Church, and he was searching for something. He knew that what he had wasn't it, and so I started to share scriptures with him and what I knew, and I invited him over, and he came, and of course he immediately fell right in love with the place and started coming back. And the only issue he had after that was getting Flo to come. Because I remember him telling me, well, brother, I'm coming, but Flo said, I don't know what you're doing over there or something. I don't know who those people are. What they telling you or whatever. Because it was different. I mean, I understand it wasn't something she'd heard before. And he said that, you know, eventually she came and he told me, and Flo, I just wanted to say this. He said he think you came because you was trying to see who these women over here were. What he was talking about. He said, you didn't want him coming over here because he was talking about all these different people. But that was just his take on it anyway. So. But you know, the brother would say for a long time, he would get up and testify, and he would mention that I brought him here. And I just wanted to clear up, and I told him, you may notice he stopped saying that, for those of you who know, because I explained it to him. I told him that I didn't bring you here, brother. Yah brought you here. I was the vessel that Yah used to meet you, to tell you about this word, but he got you here because just me meeting you or telling you this didn't get you here. And just one other point about it. It happened all, nothing happens like Greg has taught, there's no such thing as a coincidence. That's right. When I met Tyrone, I was working at a whole other place. And for some strange reason, I worked at a school. So the first day of school, I report to my post. And I go into the office and the principal says, listen, they put somebody else here at this school and you're going to have to go somewhere else, which that normally would mean I would have to go interview with principals and stuff. And so I say, well, where am I going to interview? He said, you don't have to interview. He said, you're going to this school called Wright Middle School, and that's where you're going to be. So I go to Wright Middle School, and I just start the job. That's not even the process. But I didn't know then, but I know now that was all Yah. Because he sent me there. The reason why he sent me there was to meet this brother. You know, that's how it works. And I just want to witness to that. You know, sometimes when he's sending you and telling you to do something, because I could have, you know, took that the wrong way and did something else and went somewhere else. But I went, and I met that brother, and we're all blessed for him. Hallelujah.
I forgot to mention a lesson that I got from out of this, and that is when I got the email about what had happened to Eddie, that was that Sunday, the 7th, and I knew that Eddie had a birthday coming up on Tuesday the 9th. And I just prayed and asked Yah, if it is your will that you take him at this time, could you please just let him be here for another year? And he did, another year and a day. And I thank Yah for
it. If y'all remember last Sabbath, and I don't know if, and Sister Lamb is going to close this out behind me, but young Dayton, who's not here today, did you think it odd that he would pick "Soon I Will Be Done" with the troubles of this world? You know, not exactly, you know, the regular praise song on just any given day, but the Father is always in charge. I remember the word says that Miriam, she anointed his feet for his death to come. So the Father's always working before time and putting some things in place. And this past week has been an interesting week, and I'm venturing into a new direction work-wise, and so I was supposed to be at the table at the computer for 8 hours a day, every day, and a lot of distractions this week. Lots and lots of distractions, day and night. But it was a privilege and an honor just to be able to engage the family, to love the family, to share time with the family, and to just be able to just hold hands with dear sister, to let her know that we continue to press on. But even one of the nursing staff said, we need more prayer around here. And it was, she said most people, they kind of, you know, quietly do what they do in the room, but she said, I guess you was speaking to the floor.
There you go.
And it wasn't a thought intentional, but I'm just thankful that for whatever the Father has planned. And I thank my brother for just, you know, even right there at the end, it's something, because some 20 years ago, you know, this was deja vu, as the world would call it. But you just had to know both scenarios to know that look the same, appear the same floor, same Lord, same condition, same scenario. I mean, this was, you know, rewriting the script, but I praise Yah because we're different this time. See, we were unknowing to what was going on and trying to figure it all out. But the Father has given us some things, hallelujah, to take with us so that now we can help somebody else to know, behold, I show you a mystery. And we say thank you, Father. Perfect and true, here in your ways. Oh, there is none else like you, none else like you. And all these things, they leave me in awe of you. And I'm overwhelmed that you would call me friend. Perfect and true, pure in all your ways. Oh, there is none else like you, none else like you. And all these things, they leave me in awe of you. And I'm overwhelmed that you would call me friend. What is man that thou art mindful of him? Should an awesome elf find common ground within? Just to know that you delight to be with me fills my heart so much joy. Ruler of everything, you are creator and king. Willingly you have taken my debts as your own. I would gladly give all to be your servant or your slave. And I'm overwhelmed that you would call me friend. What is man that thou art mindful of him? Should an awesome elf find common ground within? Just to know that you delight to be with me fills my heart with so much joy. Perfect and true, pure in all your ways. Oh, there is none else like you, none else like you. And all these things, they leave me in awe of you. And I'm overwhelmed that you would call me friend. I am overwhelmed that you would call me friend. I am overwhelmed that you would call me friend. Sister Lance, I'm going to this house. Bless his name. Hallelujah.
Praise y'all.
Hallelujah.
I want to first say Toda Yah to Yah, to giving our sister Flo the strength to be here today. It's an honor to see you today. You are Tyrone, and you are one. So thank you for being here so we can keep in his reach. And as so many said, Tyrone would be out in that parking lot, and after driving here 100+ miles, all I ask is if I could just get a couple of minutes just to put my shoes on, to get my scarf wrapped, and just regroup for a moment. So when I see folks approaching my car, I'm barely parked, I'm putting my head down, trying to kind of like, give me a few minutes. But Tyrone Yancey, I roll my window down, open my door immediately. There's something about that brother. Something about the peace of knowing and seeing that brother and that smile and that genuine heart of his.
My own husband, he may have stayed here in New Orleans the night before. I may not have seen him for a night or a couple of nights. And he knows, give me a minute, let me regroup. You see how long dancing? That brother knows he can just come to my room because something about me inspired him, and he inspired me just as well. I'm not going to be long, but I have to take this opportunity. I want to say that this is just my last 30 days. Shabbat, September 8th, Deacon Tyrone Yancey gave the message here. He spoke on the fruit of the Spirit, love. Monday, September 10th, Yom Teruah, we sang, I will sing hallelujah. I will sing, oh Yah, one of his favorites, and Tyrone dance. And he dance, and he dance. Shabbat, September 22nd, we sing Place of Worship. And Tyrone Yancey, he danced, and he danced, and he danced. Oh, didn't he dance? Yes. Monday, October 1st, Shimmy Asherin, Deacon Tyrone, with his wife Flo by his side, was reordained here as Deacon of the House of Return. Many years of stewardship. On Shabbat, October 6th, as Pastor Mike say, Dayton asked me, Mom, what's that song Morgan sang a few months ago? I wasn't sure what he was talking about. This was just out of the blue. I didn't coax him. He said, it's a song she sang, and then he started humming. I said, soon I will be done with the trouble of this world. And in my mind, you know, it was a youth program. It's really not an appropriate song for just a weekly Shabbat, but he wanted to sing it. So on October 6th, Dayton and I sang, soon I will be done with the trouble of this world. And remember, there's no such thing as a coincidence. This past weekend, Tyrone's wife, Sister Flo, his son Terrence, grandson TJ, other family and friends gathered together and celebrated his coming 75th birthday. Hallelujah. Sunday, October 7th, Tyrone fell at home. Come on up, praise team. Tuesday, October 9th, Tyrone Yancey turned 75 years old. Come on, praise team. Wednesday, October 10th, y'all said, it's done. What I shall be, I already have. It's done. He's working it out. God has worked it out on my behalf. My eyes may not see it, but faith I receive it. It's a manifest. It's already done. Everybody say, it's done. What I shall be, what I shall be, I already have. It's done. God has Follow Brother Yancey. He loved the praise, period. Oh, did he love the praise and worship as well as the word that went forth. Oh my. That brother made my work here so easy. It's easy. All I got to do is just look over here at Tyrone Yancey, and I don't care what I say, how I sound, what I was feeling like. He made my work here at the house eternal so easy because of his love. And I thank you for that. Oh, I'll never forget him. Oh, he's right here. Nobody, nothing can take that away from the memory and the love. Never. I see it right now. Just as he just me. All the other things. Hey, nobody take that my memory. Yeah. For me, there's a word sometimes. Be for me, and I've done the best I can. Oh, my friend, won't understand. There's a word I've done. Be for me. May the life I live be for me. May the life I live be for me. When I've done the best I can, oh, my friend, they don't understand. There's the work I've done. Come on, speak for me. The work I've done is being so small. Sometimes it seems like nothing at all. But when you stand before His God, I want to hear Him say, well done. May the work I've done be for me. The work I've done is being so small. Sometimes it seems like nothing at all. But when I stand before my God, I want to hear Him say, well done, may the work be for me. Let the Lord know what is His favorite. Come on, praise me. Hallelujah. Yes, yes. He's already up. Watch out, give him some space. Give him some space. Y'all see him already. He won't pass away about it. Who is taking over? I will sing hallelujah. I will sing, oh yeah. I will sing hallelujah. Oh yeah. For you are the
Hallelujah.
Glory, glory.
Hallelujah, Father. Hallelujah, Father. We thank you, Father. You didn't have to do it. There's purpose in everything, Father. Help us, oh Heavenly Father. The living not be in vain. The death not be in vain. This moment not be in vain. Thank you, Father, for everything that was said here today. Thank you for keeping the arms up of our dear sister. Thank you for keeping the family. Now we press, oh Heavenly Father. While we mourn, yet we press. And we say, Lord, Father, I don't know who may not be in this assembly 1 week from now. But today, we worship you. We've been reminded, oh Heavenly Father, that as flesh we control nothing. But you woke us up this morning. You started us on our way, and oh Father, you gave us a mind to come out and worship you in spirit and in truth. Without love, oh Heavenly Father, there is no tomorrow. But we will see him again. Hallelujah, Father. We will see him again. The word says, know a tree by its fruit. Hallelujah, Father. You gave us good time to study him over, Father. You gave us many ups and downs to see how we would handle it and how we would deal with life. We know that he kept back some things while he was smiling, but we say thank you for the smile, Father, because he was esteeming somebody else better than himself. Father, thank you for the testimonies today. Thank you for the love in the house. Thank you for the word that went forth. Thank you for the reminder, Heavenly Father, that today we sleep. Today he sleeps and rests. But his name is written in the Lamb's book of life. By our perceptions, it is well within his soul. And our souls are at peace as we know. We say, well done. Oh, Father, hallelujah. We say thank you. Let your healing spirit keep us still in the land of the living. We need you right now more than ever, Father. I don't know who might fall tomorrow, Heavenly Father. But today, right now, Father, we give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. And we say, hallelujah, hallelujah. All praises to Almighty God. Hallelujah. Let your countenance fall upon us and shine upon us. We bless the food of our worship. And we say thank you, Father. In the name of the Lord, Son, Jehovah HaMashiach, we thank you for this time, this opportunity. One more day to be able to say, we bless your name, we lift you up, and we give you all the honor and glory. In the name of Yeshua, we say, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. When I say unto one, I say unto all, watch and pray in Yeshua's name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Bless his name. Consider yourselves dismissed, but for some the praise goes on. Hallelujah.
please let our guests, who we're so happy to have, please let them be served first. So please, we hope that you'll join us in a reading. I'm definitely glad to have another friend of the house today. Hallelujah.
Shalom, Mom.